What's good, gorgeous? You are watching A.W.C.W podcast, and this is a review of the Wednesday Night Raw War of the week of 11/20/2019. Let's get started. Let's start off with A.W. Dynamite, and let's go. Let's talk about the first match real quick between Nick Jackson and Ray Phoenix. Now, both of these men has had this is their first singles match in AEW so far. Um, it's also Nick Jackson's first singles match in 4 years, and that's crazy. Um, Great match, a lot of good spots. Like each one of these men brought it. Like one of my favorite moves is that tightrope punt kick Phoenix does. Um, End of the match, Phoenix ends up getting the win. After Nick attempted to shake Phoenix's hand, but he just walked away. The next match of that night, the second match of the night, we end up seeing Britt Baker going up against Sheeta. Now, Sheeta's been on a pretty good run as of late. Solid match. Britt Baker, Britt Baker is clearly the number two face right now in the company, and they're doing a good job. I think it's smart keeping her somewhat away from Riho right now. So she ends up losing to Sheeta. Britt also got her nose busted during the match. But Sheeta pulls out the victory, and I can see her facing Rio sometime soon. The Dark Order had a really interesting commercial, basically appealing to the masses to join them. Really cool stuff. I can't wait to see where they go with this. I know there are some detractors of the Dark Order, but I really like what these guys are putting together with that duel. And it's interesting to see where they go from here. All right, next up we have the AEW Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. It was a pretty good match. Some pretty good spots. Orange Cassidy was hilarious in that match. A nice little spot between Sonny Kiss and also the AEW Dynamite debut of badass Billy Gunn. Nice to see him finally in the ring again. Had a great spot with Sonny Kiss, as I said before. My man MJF was hilarious in this match. Like he eliminated both Sonny Kiss after the twerk off, and then he later on eliminated Orange Cassidy, who spent most of the match literally just laying down in the corner with his hands in his pocket. Oh my god! At the end into the match, we seen both Hangman Page and MJF advance to the finals that will take place next week. So next up in the show, we have Le Champion, my man Chris Jericho, apologizing, I guess, in a way, for his actions after last week, except he didn't really apologize. Kind of had Hager apologize for him. This led to SCU and Scorpio Sky coming out, and in a scene that you've seen between Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, Scorpio Sky ends up with a championship opportunity next week on Dynamite. It's a real fun match. I can't wait to see what happens in that one. This leads to the Inner Circle beating down SCU. A couple of the guys from the back comes. I think it was a Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, and then finally Luchasaurus comes out, has a stare down with Hager, They leave. They drop to commercial. Come back, and Luchasaurus is there for his match. I got against the Liberian, which was just basically a squash match. Like Luchasaurus finished him in less than 10 seconds, I believe. Um, Following that up, we have Proud and Powerful versus Private Party. Um, Another great match with some really good spots. There was a bad botch during the pin attempt on Ortiz. Santana was supposed to pull the ref's legs, but he was out of position, so they had to play that off. Um, the match ended with after Nick Jackson came down and distracted Santana when he had picked up was it the slapjack, was it the was supposed to be pool balls inside of a sock or some shit like that. But anyway, he caused a distraction there, and Private Party was able to hit their finisher on him. I'm like, that finisher's fucking amazing. Like I kid you not, that Hurricane into the fucking diamond cutter, the timing has to be perfect. Like especially when you see how they pulled it off this week. Like man, those two guys are athletic as fuck and are amazing to watch in the ring. But definitely check out Private Party. These guys are something special. The next match after that, no, the next match, after the match, the Inner Circle came down. There was a whole big brawl ensued. Ended up with Dustin Rhodes coming back, getting some revenge with the Inner Circle, smacking people with the arm cast. After that, we got a promo from Kenny. Basically, I think he's kind of poking fun at Mox. Well, he wasn't poking fun at Mox. He was actually promoting his match next week on Dynamite against Pac, and basically he's blaming Pac for the whole downward spiral because it was that loss back at what was it, All Out, not All Out, but I forgot which one it was, but yeah, when he fought Pac and lost, and that's supposed to be the whole reason he's been on this whole downward spiral or whatever. It was the funny part of the whole entire promo was that he was like bench pressing like 10 pounds and acting like he was struggling with it. And then at the end of the promo, he was like, yeah, just double up the weight. And the dude put weight on one side. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So, always fun with Kenny. The last match of the night, the main event, Darby Allin versus Moxley. Oh my God. Not even getting into the match itself, but the fact that if you follow Darby Allin has a whole entire video on his Instagram that tracks the body bag with Mox's name written on it. Like the cat even took it to a concert and got inside and body surfed in the fucking body bag. Like, I am loving this kid more and more. I see him. He's doing interesting things. You never know what he's going to come up with. His style in the ring is amazing to watch. How he creates space with the rolls, the pushes, the bumps. Like, it's amazing to see how his offense works. Now, I know there's some detractors that doesn't like these small guys for some reason. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn because these small guys are doing amazing things that these big guys can do. And that is why you see a lot of these big guys trying to do the shit the small guys are doing. I mean, look at the things that Luchasaurus is doing. Look at fucking Keith Lee and fucking Dogovich or whatever that fucking dude's name is. Like, they were trying to put on cruiserweight matches because they understand that's what makes wrestling fun to do. So people who shit on small guys for doing shit like that are just fucking assholes to me, because the wrestling needs these small guys. It really does, for this to work, for us to enjoy and to enjoy wrestling. We have to show these smaller dudes the respect, because that's what makes these matches fun. I don't want to see two big ass mofos fighting each other all the goddamn time. I want to see different styles mix up. That's why we enjoy, like, that's why we're gonna enjoy later on this week watching Ray beat fucking Brock, even though we know in no fucking real world that's gonna happen. But it's fucking wrestling. That's what the fuck that you're in this shit for. Um, getting back into that match from my little side rant. Um, one of my favorite spots in that match was the coffin drop into the sleeper hole. Like, just watching that kind of was really fun, and just how Darby was able to reverse that into a pin to get out of the hold. Then the finish with the avalanche paradigm shift, like fucking Darby nearly bit it if Mox didn't pull him up hella quick and deliver the move. At the end of, how do I put this? Great show overall. Try not to fanboy too much of AEW, but they're doing a lot of things I like, a lot of things I find interesting. They're not overreaching when they shouldn't. Like, I really think they probably could have did more, but knowing what they were going up against, and especially what's happening on the NXT side, is just better for them to stay in their lane and focus on building up for the next big event. Later on, I will be releasing another one of these covering AEW Dark. So stay tuned for that. But let's move on to the NXT side of things. So let's talk about NXT. So the show kicks off with the man Becky Lynch showing up at the arena, cutting a promo. Rhea Ripley comes down, ends up challenging her to a match. Great match between the two. Rhea power is fucking amazing. She gave Becky some trouble. Ended up with Shayna Baszler and the rest of her cronies running down and interfering with the match, causing the DQ. Baszler and her cronies was ran off by Rhea and Becky. Next up, Kona Reeves is scheduled to take on Riddle, but Ricochet came out of nowhere and just laid that dude the fuck out. And it ends up with Ricochet and Riddle in a match. It was a great match, cool spots. I'm not a big fan right now of this going on. This is like my biggest issue right now, especially with WWE, is like they've got too much shit going on. You got a battle between the NXT stars and War Games coming up Saturday, but then these same motherfuckers got to come together and fight niggas the next night on Survivor Series. Like, they didn't take the time to clearly define what things are going. They were just doing shit as time went on, and now you're in this clusterfuck where, like, every fucking, like, before I even get to the rest of the show, every fucking segment damn near ended with a brawl between either Raw motherfuckers coming out, SmackDown people coming up. Like, this was the shit that I'd probably been cool with a week or two ago when the shit first started out. But you had these weird things where, like, most of the people in this brawl are former NXT wrestlers. Like, it's funny when the Raw guys come out and you got the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits repping Raw, and then you got Cesaro, you got other cats. It's like there was no clear defined SmackDown or Raw leaders. It's just random people on roster. Like the only people that were clearly defined is Seth Rollins, like pretty much. And apparently they're not even doing. I'll get into that in another show, but let's get back to the show. Um, Riddle gets the win in that match in a really weird roll up type maneuver, and after that, brawl and shoes, the normal chaos. Like they're trying to hype this shit, but to me, it's just there's nothing special. It's just the same thing every time. It was the third match of the night. It was a Revival versus Undisputed Era. Great fucking wrestling. Great fucking wrestling between both sides. Like it was an amazing match, and in typical WWE fashion, it's like a $10 match, 10-cent fucking finish. Like, I know they were trying to set something up, but it just took too long to develop. Like fucking Fish and O'Reilly standing there well, I think it was Dawson, and then he was like kiss my ass, and they hit that it was a total elimination or whatever the hell they call it, and got the pin. Like, I felt that they could have ended that match. They could have ended that match like 2 minutes earlier, and it'd been a whole lot better than how they ended it there. Because it looked like Wilder was about to grab. It looked like Wilder was about to grab Fisher O'Reilly's ankle and pull him out the ring, and maybe they were going to go for a roll, but it never happened. Anyway, moving on to the fourth match of the night, which was Kaylee Lee Ray versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai looked good in this match. Like, that's one of the rare times that after this whole entire thing went down with her trying to get on the team, was it Team Rhea, and failing, but she looked pretty good. But in typical WWE fashion, she ends up taking the loss to Kaylee Ray. So all that work was for little or not. After the match, the SmackDown Women's came down and went. Sorry. After the match, the SmackDown Women came down and attacked Kai and Ray. The Raw Women came down. There was another big, huge brawl, which ends up with Nikki Cross beating everybody with a trash can lid. Like, I hate what they've done to Nikki Cross. You've taken what could have been one of the most interesting female characters in your company, and you almost fucking Disney-fied or whatever. Nikki Cross is not supposed to be liked. Nikki Cross should be something similar to what Jon Moxley is in AEW. Completely fucking unhinged. You don't know what the fuck she's going to do next. Yet instead you put her in this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I hate it. It just makes me sick. Match the fifth match of the evening was Viking Raiders versus Forgotten Sons. Cool match. It just really didn't do anything for me. I didn't it's not like I didn't enjoy the match. It was just I am not a big fan of the Forgotten Sons at the moment. So, and even the Viking Raiders, I like them as a team, but I'm really waiting on something more for them. I'm hoping maybe we'll get fucking AOP at Survivor Series attacking them. That might be interesting. Okay, moving on to the main event of the evening. Adam Cole versus was it Dijakovic or whatever his name is. it was a really good, really good match. Great spots. The Panama, what was it? Off the ladder, the Panama Sunrise. Oh my God, what a fucking move! Then to win the match, him smacking him in the head with the case and having him fall back on the ladder. Awesome, awesome spot. I mean, great way to end it. Like, not happy that the Undisputed Era won the match advantage, but that's usually the story going into War Games, especially with um afterwards the 15th fucking brawl of the night. Like, I think if you're going to fucking use a brawl aspect, you should not have 7 brawls in one night. I'm sorry. Like, what's the point of the show if everybody's fighting in the back? Like, I rather see sneak attacks. I rather see stuff going on, earlier that day. Mix it up. You can still attack, but like, there's no defining role. Like, after this whole entire match, everything breaks down. What was it? Was it Drew McIntyre comes out and hits I think it was Adam Cole with the no, he hit the other dude with the Claymore. Adam Cole came in, he got laid out by Seth, and then Tommaso came out and Tommaso kicked Adam Cole because they got a match going on or something, and then he got beef with him. Then it was like Finn Balor attacked Matt Riddle. Like, it's just like, it's confusing as fuck. I'll actually be so happy when this is over because maybe some normalcy will come back to the WWE, and I know how crazy that sounds. My final analysis of both shows, to be honest, and I checked the ratings. I think it was AEW had 900,016 viewers, and I think NXT had around 8,093. 893,000. Sorry about that. Really close, but once again, AEW edges out NXT. Both shows were, well, AEW clearly was the better show last night. On production, despite the few botches and other stuff, it was the fact that they had a better overarching story. They had a brawl themselves, but it wasn't. They kept it contained. I will be possibly. I might try to do a live show coming up this Saturday and Sunday for NXT War Games and Survivor Series. I'll keep you guys posted. But with that, I'll leave it at. With that, I'm gonna say I've said everything I want. Oh, God, it's fucking terrible. So with that being said, you guys take care. God bless, and I'll see you soon.